Hello, all of you beautiful beings out there, and welcome back to the stream. I am Razim, currently as Squirrel the Drackle. Going talkie icon tonight, but Dragon Lucario if you prefer. And this is Cosmoteer, where we got our little ship here that we've been upgrading quite a bit from what it started as. We probably need to get more guns on it, honestly. We're trying to build a salvage ship to handle all of our salvage needs for us, because, yeah, that is definitely a hindrance of trying to do all this, is this ship does not have much storage. And yeah, that's about it for where we're at. And we're also talking about hash browns. And how McDonald's makes really good hash browns, even though they are basically just giant tater tots. Space hash browns.
In space, no one can hear you hash brown.
In space, no one can hear the Seda become mouse.
In space, no one can hear you squeak.
Exactly.
I do like McDonald's hash browns, but also I don't exactly consider them hash browns.
Yeah.
I'm used to like Southern hash browns. So.
I mean, it's tater. It's pretty hard to mess up tater.
It is not hard to mess up tater.
All you gotta do is stab it with a fork and put it in the microwave, and then boom, tater.
There is, if it exists as a food item, you can mess it up.
Oh, true.
One of my grandmas managed to burn water. Still don't know how she pulled that off.
I once had someone, this was many years ago when I was working in the deli. I once had someone come up to me and ask me how much water they needed to boil pasta. Because the instructions on the package didn't tell them how much water to put in the pot. And they were confused.
Oh boy. Oh, hi! Well, I found the pirate! We kind of startled each other here in the gas cloud.
The Taco Bell Nebula. Yes, it's a very dense gas cloud.
Damn.
And that's the swear jar.
Woo! We can curse now. Thanks, Digi.
That counts?
Yeah, it does. But I suppose for you, I owe you enough that you're off the hook.
Oh, okay. So alright. I might need a list of what counts.
Damn is a
well,
very...
not right now.
Well, at this point, it's already too late, but...
Oh, okay. Wait.
You're the common four-letter words, you know. Damn.
Cute.
Oh yeah, that's a horrible one. At least when it's referring to me, because it's complete lie. Damn is a minor one, but I know one thing that they really get up in arms about is fuck. And then, one that they especially get up in arms about is the C word that English and Australian folks love to say a lot.
Understandable. No.
Cola!
How dare you talk about cola in this Christian server?
I can think of ginger rearranged also being bad.
You mentioned Beppis in this channel.
I'm not sure what word you're referring to.
You don't want.
My succulent Beppis dinner?
Oh, I know what you're... Okay, yeah, that's also a really bad one.
Yes, I would imagine so. And while I have personally never said it, I do find it being an acronym to ginger being quite funny, actually. Especially if you put that in front of a word scramble and watch someone freeze.
I love how this is just turning into like a streamer PSA.
Well, I mean, we can't talk about food because when we do, it makes Squirrel hungry.
Ah.
I guess squirrel's back on the menu, boys.
Yep. Squirrel's back on the menu.
Well, I guess we can watch him caramelize with the onions.
That's why we don't see Rex.
Rex is preparing food right now to make sure that he does not go on the menu.
Do you like your macaroni with or without cheese, sir?
Oh god, last night he made mac and cheese, and we settled down to watch a movie, and suddenly he ran out of his kennel.
A generous bestowal.
Oh!
Thank you! Thank you!
Tengu, thank you so very much for that tip. I really appreciate it.
That's mac and cheese time. Yay! Mac and cheese time.
Yeah, I really appreciate the support so much. What I was saying is last night he made he made chorizo, cooked up a hot dog or sausage. I think it was a sausage. And mixed it in with the chorizo. And made 2 pierogies. Put the chorizo as a smiley face. Put the pierogies as the eyes and all this on top of mac and cheese. And he just suddenly ran out of his kennel and into the kitchen. I'm just like, okay. Anyways, kept watching the movie. And then he comes in next to me and with the bag of cheese, and he's like, I made a horrible mistake. He is adorable.
What do you mean he made a mistake?
He didn't
Oh,
add
you haven't
extra
heard about
cheese.
Zim and his chimichangas?
I have not. What?
I add a lot of cheese to my chimmies.
Oh.
Like an entire bag of cheese?
Not an entire!
Oh, well, alright. Did he not put enough cheese? Did he fail to measure the cheese, or what?
Oh, he just didn't put any extra cheese on top. And I was perfectly okay with it, but he was very, very remorseful of not having put enough cheese on there. And it was just adorable.
I see.
Zim considers cheese an obsolete food group. As in, you know, it should be the food group.
The cheese makes the meal.
Food group.
It's like chocolate is technically a vegetable, thus I am having my veggie.
The cheese makes the meal.
The kennel makes the Rex.
I am very fortunate with Rex. He is a very good boy.
Hopefully soon Weasel will be back to being better.
He did just send me a message. He says he's probably going to call in tomorrow. He's been in bed the entire day. But I did make sure that he's been drinking some water and he had some chickadoodle soup.
Yeah, heat sickness is miserable. If it's summer cold, well, that sucks just as bad too. But yeah, it's summer. It's 112 degrees out there. Time for a cold.
It has been raining so much in my area that it's quite impressive, really.
Oh, I mean, it is a tropical storm / hurricane.
Yes, I suppose it's just been a while because, my car, which was parked on the dirt, was stuck.
Oh, no.
Dirt has become
So-
goo.
That was surprising.
Oh,
Surprising is a word for it.
I've been there.
I kind of hate to say it, but I'm so glad it didn't come towards Texas because I feel like it's just been 6 months of nonstop rain here.
Well, we're gonna have to get used to it too. It's like Vegas
Alright.
posting a 120-degree temperature and going, "Well, this is just summer." Yeah, 120 is not normal
Not
summer.
homemade, but I made it like they made it old school for you. Caramelized onions.
Oh.
And that's you know what that is. Here you go. And,
Hello,
Good
Rex.
boy. Alright, alright. Oh.
Thank you for feeding and watering the squirrel.
But I am stuck. Do I run a Digimon campaign when the Thursday game ends? Or do I run the Cobalt game?
Oh, you could run Castle of the Bear
Why
and
not,
try and
though?
turn everyone into bears.
I say you run the Pokemon contest game.
Why not all three?
At the same time.
All
Castle
on
of-
Thursday.
Castle of the Kobold Bear Digimon.
All of them. Interesting choice.
You run the Cobalt game that is set in the world of Digimon because they got abducted and uploaded, and there's a corrupted module running the Dungeon of the Bear. There you go. You're welcome.
I'll applaud the attempt.
It's also 3 a.m. I'm not going to be making the most rational of comments.
Three a.m. Only 2 here.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the ocean. I'm living Dart's nightmare.
Wata.
And Lightning Dragon, I'm doing alright. On resources right now. In fact, we're building a second ship just to get more storage for resources. I am going to be right back, though.
No problem. Looks like there's a whole line of Atlantic storm clouds oozing their way up towards the coast.
It's the time of year.
Yep. They're just not used to having that many all at once, is apparently the comments that I've been seeing. And of course, Debbie just taking her sweet Karen time, oozing up the coast. But the great thing is she's making a perfect blocker, so I mean, all the heat staying down there and the cooler air staying up here, which is delicious. Like 16 degrees Celsius, feels like 13, windows are open. It's just,
Okay, I heard explosions. What happened? Okay, looks
Taco
like
Bell
my stuff
kicked
is
in?
fine.
When in doubt, blame the Taco Bell. Never been the same since they started serving Beppis.
Duke.
I have stolen your cucumber. I have now dropped my treasure. Oh, rats. I've now stolen your apple. Apple. Aside from EP, you okay there, Seda?
Yeah.
Extra squishy hugs.
Now
Alright,
that Arc
I'm
Fight's
back.
over, do you have any more?
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna ask Seda. Now that Arc Fight's over, do you have any more plans
Plans for what?
for arts?
Yeah, I intend to get back into it later this week.
Be right back. Gonna have an ice cream bar.
Alright. But yeah, Ninja, I am definitely looking forward to whatever you might want to run on Thursdays.
I've certainly got plans. Because, well, as you can imagine, Belf, was from a Digimon setting that I could turn into a game. But I think for general stress testing of the SCAR system, I think we could pretty much implement vanilla SCAR system as an actual base and try its typings and those things in the Ocean Rim setting, which could be interesting.
Well, the typings are, like, we're currently using its typings for the current Digimon game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Digimon itself has a really weird setup for typing.
You're not wrong.
And kind of convoluted on how its typing even works.
You're also not wrong.
Joke.
Yeah, so that's why we just use our own setup there. But yeah, so for that we could, like I said, simply use the existing Digimon setting, or the existing stuff for a Digimon setting. We could also do Monster Hunter, which, again, same situation where we just use the built-in stuff that we have for Scar. Honestly, the only franchise that the only thing that doesn't use the built-in setting, which could, or the built-in types, which could, is Pokemon. Though, I will also say, I don't know if you've looked or seen it, but kobolds are going to be one of the default creatures for Scar.
That's fair. Kobolds should be everywhere, for the most part, at the very least.
Yeah. Oh, we are not going for that pirate stronghold. Nope. We'll go over that way. And now to see how horrendously slow this thing is. I did slap a bigger engine on it, but, yeah. That only goes so far.
For what it's worth, and I would absolutely enjoy any setting that Digi runs. But I think, considering all the other games going on, I would really like to see the Kobolds.
I'd be all for kobolds. The other thing that I would love is Monster Hunter because, well, I've already got a character ready to go.
And you're very attached to him after just 2 sessions.
To be fair, I've always been fond of Tobi Kadachi. So
Toby
it
is
was really only a matter of time. Of course, then again, I set up with an artist to get a ref of Fuse, and then I discovered, oh, there is Luna Garon, which is basically Toby, but more...
Wolfie.
Huh?
Lunagar and his Ice Wolf Wyvern. Love.
Yeah, so I've decided to switch Fuse to kind of a Toby Luna hybrid.
Ooh. But yeah, I do love Digimon. I actually like Digimon more than I like Pokemon. I was a Digimon kid, but I'm not gonna lie. Listening to a Digimon campaign is kind of hard when certain Digimon come out, and it's like, what weird niche Digimon is that again?
Yeah, that is a thing. Alright, well, I didn't catch that pirate scourge, but this is okay.
I have heard stories that the current Digimon game is certainly quite the trip.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, and there's a lot less that's like standardized across the Digimon too. Like there was the whole thing with Taldarius. We were trying to figure out what his height is in the Digimon game because there's no information on that anywhere. Because like Vorvamons are just like, they come up basically nowhere. There's so many weird niche Digimon that have only come up in like games that no one has played. I'm sorry if that came through.
It did, but it's alright. And it's, a lot of them are just, they only exist as cards. Some of them are just jokes. They've had well over 1,000 Digimon for so freaking long.
There's a Digimon that's I think it's like Eismon or something like that, and it's Hunter Shadows. That's it. Hunter Shadows, but a Digimon.
It's not always easy to distinguish fan Digimon from actual Digimon.
No,
Considering
it's
that
not.
fan Digimon are on Wikia. When I try to go and investigate more Digimon, because I know I don't know them all.
You're not going to. I'm
God.
kind of immersed in
Oh,
Digimon
no.
and I don't know all of it. Digimon's a mess.
Oh no. These
Oh, yes?
are gonna be... Well, all these targets are stationary, which means that they are... which means they are defense platforms. And some of those can be incredibly strong.
Digimon gets even. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Yeah, I'm not messing with this one. Actually, what is their range? Uh, 275. What is my range? 400. 420. Okay, so I can just stay outside their range and just blast them from there. Okay, we'll take it on. Back up! Back up! Back up! Ah! Okay.
They will do no such thing, good sir.
Yeah. They were definitely taking their sweet time, backing away as those, shots started flying at me. Alright. Stop firing! We killed it! It's dead! Stop damaging the goods! Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need more thrusters on this thing and relocate them because this thing is just flopping all over the place. Hey, Delimited. No, I'm not able to, do that yet. Well, since you're not gonna go where I told you to, and you're already close to this one, just go over here and loot this. And maybe you'll get enough resources out of it to let me just stop. You are not going to get lined up where I want you at all. Maybe we'll get enough resources to be able to fix the problem with the thruster on this. Oh, I know, Delimited. Just not something this game supports. Alright, let's creep up on this one and see how this one is set up. Surely this one won't have proton torpedoes or anything, right? Oh! A mass driver cannon. Oh, okay, thank God its range is smaller than mine.
Exciting news! I have finally finished working with the nail polish. I am now moving on to the foot care stuff.
Very nice. I think. Run away! Run away! Run away! You don't even have armor! Get out of there! I have really got to be careful here. I don't think I've done any damage to this this platform at all. It's got too many shields.
Yeah, I think I'm going to wind down for the night, so you beans have a good one.
Alright,
Night,
sleep
sweetheart.
well.
You're all cute.
Oh, you.
Highest of heresies.
I just assume that when he says that, he's looking in the mirror.
Huh?
Yeah.
I cannot retrieve that point. I cannot.
Oh, the range of these is 150 meters. We are definitely not getting that close. Nope, nope. Back out, back out, back out. Okay, yeah. You just go back to the station. You need proper maneuverability to be out here.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
The siege has
Sorry.
been ongoing for several days.
I had to have my ice cream sandwich. But I cheat and I let it melt a little bit just so it's extra squishy and then just start nibbling into it. And it's like, oh yeah.
So, like what Zim does to Rin. Got it.
Yeah, you got to get it kind of melty first so it's, extra squishable. And yes, we got an ice cream sandwich for you too, CMS. We still got 2 boxes in the freezer. Gotta do a shopping run tomorrow anyway, so who knows what we'll pick up. That's right, the limited, just melty.
Yeah, if he's not able to get back to sleep in a bit, I'll be calling it early and watching a movie with him. Keep him some company.
Yeah, perfectly understandable.
Rather earlier than I planned, but it's fine. I was hoping to do 6 recordings tonight, but I'm okay with doing only 4. Gotta feed the algorithm!
Yeah. Gotta take care of your pets when they have the X.
Yes. Okay, with my current armaments, I am definitely not going to take out that thing. What about this one?
I think you're just tickling it.
Well, it's just got a whole bunch of shields and a whole bunch of point defenses, so I gotta I gotta go at that with a different tactic. Let's go see what this
Ramming
one's
speed?
got. No.
Ramming speed.
Not when it's got what it has. Oh, this one I can take down. I've already taken down one of these. In fact, it's half dead already.
I mean, no one expects the not to be ever mentioned again in Star Wars canon lightspeed ram maneuver.
Oh god, that. Alright. Well, that's that one dealt with. And what do we have for the 4th one?
Yeah, you ended early. I'll just fire up my zombie game and do another day of 7 days to get eaten. Next day's Blood Moon anyway, so that'll be spicy finding some roof to hide on while the zombies try and be on my toes for 6 hours.
So I don't know anything about 7 Days to Die, except I think I've heard people talk about living for hundreds of days.
Yeah. The 7 days
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is kind of, kind of misleading.
Well, 7 Days
Okay.
to Die is basically every 7 days there's a Blood Moon, which means for 6 hours or 8 or however long you decide to set it, the zombies all become aggressive, you cannot hide, and they will come for you.
So I am absolutely not
my.
getting close to this one. This one's got a whole bunch of proton torpedo launchers. So, proton torpedo launchers and mass drivers will absolutely decimate a ship.
We have faith in you. You just go up there and give it a big tickle.
You have far more faith in me than logic would allow.
Well, you gotta support your weasel companions.
Wait, what?
Well, we're companions. We're fellow adventurers. I mean, just because I'm a rug doesn't mean I can't have an adventure, can I?
I am saying that this point defense platform will absolutely destroy my ship if I get any closer to it. That one will literally cut it in two. I am keeping my distance from these. There. Got that one down.
A rug adventurer sounds like some silly character that someone created for Pathfinder or something, where, you know, you're carried around by a humanoid of some sort, but the wizard is actually the rug.
Oh yeah, that used to be a trope back in the day. Like, I mean, someone would play a halfling or a kender, and the other person would be playing, you know, a gnoll or some, you know, giant class, and basically you just sit in the backpack, fire a crossbow or something over their shoulders, or cast spells, or feed them potions and stuff when they needed it. That's true, Delimited, but if you've got that many missiles to take out an entire carrier group's missile systems, they've probably sent something small and quiet to give you a bad time. And as current affairs is proving, I mean, innovations in drone technology by leaps and bounds. I mean, they found a use for wrecked Teslas that nobody anticipated.
So, in this game, Delimited, you don't get that kind of option. In this game, what you have to do is you do still try to overwhelm their defensive capabilities. However, they're not going to run out of missiles. They're not going to run out of means of defending themselves, because they have perpetually regenerating reactors and their stuff is replenished via power. So I need more Daka Daka to be able to overcome this.
Just do like they did in Babylon 5, which almost nobody else did. Just fire rocks.
Did you just yeet a rock at me? Oonga boonga, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you just start chucking rocks at, X% of light. They generally tend to do quite a mess. That's why they were considered outlawed weapons, because basically they were just used for planetary bombardment, because it was like, it's a rock. I mean, if worst comes to worst, just put some engines on larger rocks, fire them at your planet, and sooner or later at least one will crack through. That's what they said. In space, rocks are cheap. I miss Babylon 5, but I'm happy it at least ended on a decent note, unlike many other series. Like Space Above and Beyond, for instance.
I need to finish watching, oh, what was it? Brain, work with me here, please.
Space 1999? Aliens?
The Expanse.
Ah. There's a lot of half-decent sci-fi space shows out there, thankfully. If you want something mindless, I mean, oh, it's my good friend Star Wars, Star Trek, click. Where plot continuity has all the consistency of Jell-O pudding.
Yeah, I still really don't like what they did to Star Wars with the whole hyper jump thing.
It's
People
not even
would...
the consistency of bone-in Jell-O. It's the bad kind of Jell-O.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Trek did it too, for a chunk of the one series. It was like, oh, we can't go faster than warp 2. We're ripping holes in the continuity of reality, and we must all sign this treaty.
Well,
And then
that's
they realized it was...
That is a slightly different situation, in my opinion. Like, in that situation, yeah, they got these kinds of rules, but then, technology can advance from one generation to the next. But with Star Wars, it's like, this was something that people would have absolutely been taking advantage of forever. You don't even need a human pilot to do that. You slap in a droid, and boom, you've got a suicide bomber that can take out a capital ship.
But they tried to Jedi hand wave around that by going, it's like, nobody would do that because, all the other races would align and destroy whoever dared use such a weapon of mass destruction. And then just like Star Trek, they Jedi hand waves it away and never refer to it again. Like, we wrote ourselves into a corner. We hate it. The writers hate it. The fandom hates it. We'll just... Never happened. It was all a dream. You can go back to the farm now. All is well.
Oh, hey, Quacknilla.
Welcome back, Quacknilla.
when
Welcome
you
back.
are in, like, they have plenty of ships. They are able to get their hands on ships. And it wouldn't be much to slap together what is essentially just a suicide bomber. It really wouldn't take much. You throw that at your enemy, and boom, there you go. You got a means of defeating their big ships.
Same with their planets.
Yeah.
Take a couple of junked capital ships, just juice up the engines, load it with nonsense, and fire it at the planet. But as the Ukraine war is proving, drone technology is rapidly overwhelming what even the most cynical dreamer thought you could do with them. As I said, what they did with those wrecked Teslas recently was disgustingly innovative.
Yeah, Leia just flying through space would. I
she was-
love Star Wars, but come on.
She was just thinking her
Hello,
happy
Ernie.
thought is all. Oh no, it's
Hello.
wearing them all.
Well, there goes my monetization.
Wah wah Nemal.
I mean, hey, Werdy, great to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's late. Ernie's just looking to get a nap.
Oh, true, true.
He came in so we could hear us talk for 5 minutes and fall asleep soundly.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm playing Armory Forger right now.
Okay, so it'll take you 6 minutes to fall asleep this time.
Yeah.
Are you all
Though,
prepared for
jokes
the
aside,
monsoon rain?
it is nice to have, yeah, Werny.
Yes, because Werny is cute and soft and small. That's kind of the modern day problem, Quacknilla. It's like, if we bomb it all, what are we taking over? Like, land is cheap, but if we wreck all the stuff that we wanted to capture, we're just capturing land. And making lifelong enemies out of, 3/4 of the rest of the planet, which sucks in the long run, but I mean, common sense never, paid the bills when it came to being a warlord. Well, that's the thing, Quacknilla. I mean, even in Star Wars, they were rapidly developing technology. It's like, oh, okay, we could bombard a planet. Well, now we could vaporize a planet. Well, now we could fire a bomb into the sun and destroy an entire solar system. Ha ha ha! And you're like, but what am I ruling?
People will burn their country to the ground to rule over the ashes.
Yeah, but now you don't even have ashes. Like, you vaporize the entire solar system. It's like, I win? And the first time you do that, everyone else is going to see that you've got that toy and go, no, you've got to go off the board now.
I can understand the First Empire doing it. Like, if not for the flaw that was built into the Death Star, that weapon was basically unstoppable. Literally, the only reason it was able to be taken down was because of that flaw that was specifically built into it. And if you demonstrate you are willing to completely destroy an entire planet, an entire civilization for opposing you, that is, you're ruling through fear. Exactly like Delimited said, yeah. It's got huge political value.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hell, the only reason the rebels took it on was because they got those plans that revealed the flaw. And even then, it took a literal space wizard to do it.
Those fucking space wizards.
Nod, nod. Fucking space wizards.
Well, it's not even space wizards now. It's little DNA that live in your body, and if they choose, then you're going to be one of them, and if not, you're going to be one of the bad them.
Alright, Quacknilla. But yeah, it's like, I can fully understand the first Empire pulling that. The whatever the hell they called it in the latest series, no.
Sun Crusher?
No, I mean was it First Order that they called themselves?
Oh, their name, okay.
Yeah. No. Just no. Come on.
And then they had to come up with that stupid Monsters from Beyond the Stars, Cthulhu-like race to bioorganic tech scare everyone. That's like, ugh.
There's reaching, and then there's whatever the hell that whole nonsense was.
That's the problem. You always have to have next week's big bad. And next week's big bad must make last week's big bad look like, oh, that was just, Bob's the Tavern Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
No, the real evil is, oh, tune in next week.
I think I watched a Star Wars once.
I like Star Wars Andor, and that's it. Any of the other recent Star Wars things made in the last 10 years, I don't like. I liked Andor because Andor was actually like really fucking good, which is surprising. But everything else sucked. Everything else they've made has been total shit.
I know a lot of people praise The Mandalorian, but it's like...
I like the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. After that, no.
To me, it's just okay.
Like the fact they had to hire Lucas back to try and salvage the franchise shows how bad Disney buggered it.
Well, yeah, Disney's just like, oh, we need to sell more toys and shit.
Yeah, have you seen all these memes about those toys? It's hilarious. The only mass purchaser of Star Wars toys is Ollie's discount store.
Yes, Quacknilla.
I don't know anything.
I really liked Rogue One. Like, yeah, we knew everybody was going to die at the end, but that's why I prefer series over movies, though. Is because you can see the world develop. You can see how all of this stuff works out with
that's why I really
a
liked
show.
Andor. Like they show like a lot of like the political workings and stuff in Andor, and like how even like there's like all these like different political factions within like the very start of the rebellion, which is like really interesting to me.
Yeah, and it's actually really like I haven't seen Andor, but I loved the Clone Wars. I loved Star Wars Rebels. I've loved all of their series because you got to see the world building.
And there's a lot of really good world building in Andor. I highly recommend you watch it. I mean, just like the prison episodes are like that's like a whole story within itself in the show, and it's so good.
Sorry, slight Rex interruption.
Yeah, no worries.
He's a good boy. But yeah, despite everything, it's like I still will love Star Wars. I still will give a lot of their stuff a chance. I
like
did.
it when no space wizards.
I don't mind the Space Wizards as long as they follow the rules. You know, the original kind of guidelines of
rules. Yes.
Yeah. Because that is kind of the problem, is that they don't. They're just like, and today we feel like having them able to fly through space.
Yippee!
That's what I said. She was thinking her happy thought that day.
Yeah.
I am all for them. All for them when they follow their rules. But then suddenly they just decide Deus Ex Machina, and that's when it all falls apart.
Yeah. Also, Andor had a really good soundtrack too. They just did like a really overall good job with that show, which is really surprising.
I will
Everything else
say,
they've done has been shit.
to be fair, all of Star Wars has a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, show me a song that more people know than the Imperial March. Seriously. Even people that have never seen Star Wars know the Imperial March.
Yeah. I also know that, yeah. Andor shows like imperial politics, and I really liked seeing that too in the show. How they are fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah, I really need to see Andor. But it's just another one on the list of all the frickin' stuff that Disney's been putting out. Which is kind of the problem, is instead of focusing down on anything, they are just pumping out content like there's no tomorrow, and... like, fuck, didn't they release Andor, Kenobi, and another one all last year? Or something like that?
Much.
But the only one worth watching was Andor. Kenobi was not that good. And
oh yeah,
I
the
forgot
Boba
what
Fett
it was.
one.
I didn't really hear much about Boba Fett. I guess it wasn't great because I didn't really hear anyone really talk about it.
From what I've heard, it was bad.
Oh, that's disappointing. They could have done a lot of good stuff with that.
Well, that's kind of the name of the game with them, is they could have done a really good job with this, but...
Just get the guy who, like, wrote Andor. He did a good job. Get rid of the other people.
That's half the problem as well, is they are literally just... Every time you turn... Like, that's what the biggest problem with the newest series was. They just got different directors for each individual one.
Dang. The other directors suck. Fire them.
Like, I could understand the first one of the newest series, you know. It followed the tried and true formula. It was a brand new thing for Disney. I can forgive it being, you know, the same as the rest. That they needed to make sure that it went off without a hitch, and well, it's a tried formula. It's well known. But then they had a different director for the second one, and that one did not like anything that the first director did. And then I think, if I recall, they brought back the first director for the third one, and then he's like, well, I didn't like anything they did, so I'm going to change it all again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The Acolyte? I have not heard of the Acolyte at all. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Me neither.
Which is... I can believe you when you say it was really, really bad. Abrams was first and third? Ah. Like, I wasn't personally against the Emperor coming back. I really wasn't. It's like there was the foundation put in place from the get-go of, you know, the dark side being able to cheat death. But so much of the rest of it was just, why?
Money.
Yeah.
My name is Disney. Money.
It's so bad.
I believe that if it seemed like if you want to make money, do it well.
Yeah, that's why I'm like always like so like, you know, hyped for like the new Andor season, because like before I was like, oh, I mean, now Mandalorian was cool. It was, you know, all right the first 2 seasons. I enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoyed the first season, and then you know, Andor came out. I decided to watch it because it looked good at the previews, and I was like, damn, this is actually like good. Like, I really like this. Please give me more of this. I want like more Star Wars stuff like this, because I like the setting. So like make something good like this. And they just don't. They don't make anything else. That's just that's Andor. It was like good, and like everything, like Rogue One was good, and then like everything that, which Andor is leading up to Rogue One, like to that story.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
Rogue
hyped
One.
for the second season of Andor, because it's gonna be you know, the second season leads up to the events of Rogue One, and then that's it. But I hope they like do something else like that, where we have like a series with like really good like world building and stuff like that. I'm like this, like, oh, I like, you know, I like Star Wars stuff. This I want something to like, you know, be like enjoyable to watch, please. Like, that's why I'm like always like, you know, I sound like super like hyped for Andor right now. It's just like, oh, they made something good for once, and that's why I'm like, please, let's make something more like this.
You can do it. You've got the money. You can hire the people. You can make it happen, Disney. We are begging and pleading with you to make it happen.
But why? Like, literally, look at Disney side. We're all so stupid. We keep buying whatever Disney pukes out You'll keep just puking out.
Except we're not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh
People
yeah,
are
but
dropping
now
their
they're-
subscriptions left and right. Also,
Now they're
hello
coming
there,
up-
Yeah, I dropped
Axel.
mine because it's not worth having until the new Andor comes out.
they're just coming up with new ways to monetize what they currently have. You know, like Hasbro. Oh, we just won't publish stuff. We'll just force everyone to buy our digital garbage and have a subscription, and DLC, and loot boxes. And that's what Disney will do. They'll start putting the best parts of certain movies or whatever on, you know, some Disney Super Plus.
Oh no. I am hyped for, and I will get my Paramount Plus back again for the new Star Trek stuff. Because Strange New Worlds, very good. Lower Decks, very good.
Alright. I guess I can't fully build out this ship how I want, but I can at least get some stuff done. Also, holy crap, what I would give for a modern... I would give so much for a modern... Empire at War 2. I loved the original Empire at War games. Or game. I would so... I would be willing... I'd pay the $70 for it. That's how much I want it. Granted, I would wait for the, reviews to come in on whether it's even worth buying, but...
Yeah. Or another show I'm bothering people to watch right now is because I want Netflix to do more, or HBO to do more shows like it. Scavengers of Rain was really fucking good, and I want more adult animation like that because it's really good and I want more of it.
Ah, finally, my prospector is actually flying in a straight line. And holy crap, that thing is fast. I think it'll be able to outrun enemies now. Jeez, it's faster than my attack ship. Cool. Okay, stop chasing that one. Go over there. There's a pirate that keeps popping up over there. I want you to kill it.
I find all the Star Wars chat fascinating because I only really knew about the 3 Disney movies they first made after they purchased Star Wars and The Mandalorian. And the only reason why I knew about The Mandalorian is because as a Walmart worker, the child is my nightmare. That rivals Elsa from Frozen.
Yeah, I can imagine Baby Yoda being a nightmare for ya. Or whatever the hell it's actually named.
I don't know when The Mandalorian came out, but we need to move on from this guy. We need to be done with him. Him and Elsa. Just go away.
So what you're saying is
Sorry,
they need
Pedro
to
Pascal.
let it
you're,
go.
You're just
Let
you're
it
just
go.
for The Last of Us now.
I have no idea what either of you said.
Oh, I said, so what you're saying is we need to just let it go. Let it go.
They left.
Come back, Rigid!
Made Raijin cry.
I'm sorry.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
You know, I actually heard that song on the radio a couple of times. The Walmart radio.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
I understand the pain. When I did that job where I had to work in where I was giving out samples inside of Walmart, I had to set up my cart next to the product. Whatever product I was giving out samples of. And I swear, every single product was for some reason on a shelf, or it was next to the end cap with the Old Spice stuff. And this was when they had those little TVs in the Walmarts that would play advertisements over and over all day long. I despise Old Spice. And especially that accursed jingle.
Catch you all later.
See ya, Vikesh.
Bye, Bakash.
Bye bye, Pikash.
Thankfully,
Yeah,
the do is not what bothers me. It is specifically the whistled version. But thankfully, Discord drowns out the whistle.
Yeah, in the electronics department, we update what's shown there like once every year or something. And this past year, there was a song that kept playing over and over. And like if you work near the electronics area, you'll hear it over the radio. So it was just like nonstop once every 2 or 3 minutes. This song that goes like, "Let me hear your hands clap." And then there's a bunch of clapping noise. And it's extremely irritating. And we finally stopped having that thing play in the electronics department. And then to my horror, I started hearing it on the Walmart radio. It turns out it's an actual song. It's not just like some jingle. It's an actual song that someone actually made, and it's on the Walmart radio now, and I hate everything right now.
Well, I never go in Walmart. I hate Walmart. I refuse to go into Walmart unless it's absolutely necessary. Or if I want to go to the subway that's inside the Walmart.
Yeah, that's also fun. Before I worked at Walmart, I worked at the subway inside Walmart. So technically, I've been inside this Walmart store for like 10 years.
Oof. I could never do retail for that long. I've had my fill of retail and I'm done. Never again. Now I just deal with corporate Karens.
Yeah, but sometimes, in some ways, they're even worse.
Yeah, I've had a very annoying... I mean, it's like the admins a lot of times that are like the worst. Oh my god, when they would call... Jesus Christ, these people were like... They had sticks up their ass a lot of times, and they would just be... They would call like super hostile, or they'd send like super hostile emails, and I'm like bitch, shut up. I just like hang up on people. Like if they're gonna be annoying and they're just getting hung up on.
Yeah. I am
Well,
all for companies firing their customers. More need to do it.
I'd have an admin call. Very, very grouchy admin call. And they're like, oh yeah, I have to book travel for an entire team. And it's like 7 people. And I just want to commit omnicide.
Oh, and also I need to book that travel for tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's what it usually is too. It's like, oh yeah, these people need to like leave tomorrow and they're going to like, I don't know, some middle of nowhere place, or they're going to somewhere that needs like a bunch of security checks and stuff, like, I don't know, like Iraq or some shit. It's like, oh yeah, we're sending a whole team of people to Iraq and they're leaving, we need them to like be on a flight tomorrow. And I'm like, oh great. Because that flight I have to route through like 3 fucking countries. So it's like,
Kermit side.
It's 3 flight. No, it's usually like 3 to 4. No, usually like 4 flights. Literally, it's like 4 different flights. To get them there, and 4 flights to get them back. And it's several hotels, and this is for like 7 people, so it takes me like hours to get all this done.
Yeah.
And it has to be like certain things that are approved, like they're very, especially like Middle East and stuff, they're like really strict to security stuff. So it had to be like, oh, what this is approved, this is not approved, they can't stay here, they have to go this way, blah 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 blah. They can only go through this city, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. They can't use this airline, they can't stay at that kind of hotel, they can only stay at these approved hotels. I liked my job, but I also fucking hated my job a lot of times.
I can imagine.
They weren't paying me enough for what I was doing.
Well, of course not.
A lot of these other travel agencies I've been interviewing for, they pay like way more than I was making. And I'm like, bro. And it's like an easier job too.
Fortunately, I actually really like my job at Walmart right now.
That's good.
Yoshime seems like
Overnights is overnights is actually really nice ever since we started closing at night. So I only actually deal with customers 2 hours out of the day.
That's good.
Well, that's nice for you guys as employees. For me, as someone who used to work night shift, I hate the fact that everybody's gone to, you know, working, or to closing, not being 24/7. That's what I'm trying to say.
I do agree it's very annoying. And I didn't move to overnights until after we'd already made the switch to be closed at night. So I don't know what it was like when we were open 24/7, though I've heard some stories about weird people coming in. What really gets me, not just that everything's closed when I'm awake, but also the best time for me to do a lot of my chores is like between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. And a lot of places don't even open until like 11 or 12 now. Like,
Hmm.
not only are we not doing 24/7, but places are just opening way later too. And it's like, what about the people that are actually up in the morning?
Shit out of luck. I
Yeah.
mean, I go to bed at like usually like 4 in the morning, and I wake up at noon. But that's gonna change when I start a new job though. And so I'm gonna have to get up at like probably like 7 and to be at work at 9. I mean that's if I get an office job, which then I'll be having to commute into New York City every day. If I get another remote job, I'll just be waking up at like 9, like 5 minutes before my shift starts.
Oh, wait. Did you say commune to New York or commute?
Commute.
It sounded like commune. Okay.
It did sound like he said commute.
But I don't want to. That commute is fucking not fun. Also, the damn train station by me was flooded today. The J Transit station was like straight up underwater, and they had to suspend trains.
But yeah, there's certainly a lot of ways that Walmart sucks. I'm not gonna pretend like they're actually a great place to work, but having bounced around service jobs my entire life, and that being the only thing I've worked, Walmart has treated me surprisingly well compared to what I've dealt with before. So, like, I actually kind of like it here.
That's good.
But of course, for every, you know, for every story like that, you got 10 more of people working under absolutely horrible management.
Yeah, I absolutely understand a lot of the reason why I like my job is because my management is very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
they also super respect me. So the job that I do, I don't stock overnights. I do mods. So
Joke.
I'm moving product to match the planograms and make sure it's how corporate wants it to look. So sometimes I can just be off in a corner of the store that no one will check up on me, and I'll have something that actually only takes me like 30 minutes of work, but the computer thinks it's going to take me 4 hours. So I just spend 3 hours and 30 minutes doing nothing and getting paid for it. It's fantastic.
I am shocked that your system works that way. Considering the number of companies I've seen that are like, yeah, so technically this is technically they're going to need at least, 6 hours to do this job, but we're going to put in our system that they're supposed to get it done in 1 hour.
Well, that kind of thing does happen sometimes. When that does happen, like I'll show it to my manager and like explain to them what I actually think it will take. And for as many times that I just slack off, there are also times where I'll just actually do my job and then move on and help out in other places, especially when it's needed. Especially when it's getting close to the holidays, that's when I'm like doing a bunch of overtime and stuff because I do care about my job.
Sleep
But for
well,
example,
Brian.
like tonight. Good night, Brian. For example, tonight I'm doing the nail polish mod, and it's calling for like 6.5 hours, and I'm already almost through with it, and I've only been working on it for about 3.5 hours. So, and a lot of that is just because I've done this for so long. I'm just a lot faster at it than other people that are normally doing this job. So
That is fair. But the weasel would like me to go do a thing with him, so I'm gonna go take care of Ren. And this is where I'm gonna be calling the stream tonight, everybody. I appreciate you all so very much for coming by and hanging out with me tonight, though. You guys are amazing. I cannot do these streams without you all. Thanks so much for joining us today for Cosmoteer. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, grabbing packs of cards to Stream Loots, or you can also help out by subscribing to us on Streamloots, picking up merch at zgfgaming.store, or just bringing your friends on in. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.